Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our webinar. My name is Bettina Geispieler. I'm the Director of Business Development and Global Outreach here at the Business Network for Offshore Wind. I'm really excited to see everyone here today and to introduce our Global Gateway program and talk about our delegation trips. I do want to remind everyone this webinar is being recorded and you can ask any questions in the Q&A function or raise your hand. Next slide, please. In today's agenda, I will introduce our Global Gateway program and how we partner with the International Trade Administration, quick overview of our delegation trips coming up all the way through 2024, and the detailed overview of our upcoming Global Offshore Wind Conference delegation. We do have Vicky Mant here from Renewable UK who will discuss the conference in more detail. Global Gateway is our newest program offered by the Business Network. In October of 2021, we received a grant from the US Department of Commerce to create this program. And it basically directly connects US-based companies to the international offshore wind marketplace and supply chain. And we do this through organized delegation trips to Europe, Asia, and South America. And this program not only provides you with our in-depth offshore wind knowledge, but it also takes advantage of our connections through international introductions and education. And these, oh, can you go back? Thank you. Some of the benefits by joining our international delegations is to leverage the power of our marketing. We will showcase your organization and the US to the global market in a way that highlights the expertise and innovation that US companies bring to the global supply chain. We organize all these trips, so you do not have to take your time and do all the logistics. We organize the exhibit booths, and all you have to do is sign up and fly over. And most importantly, we hope through these delegation trips that you create lifelong relationships with other delegates, organizations you meet along the way, and of course, our Business Network staff. And one thing to remember is that Global Gateway is open to members as well as non-members of the Business Network. Next slide, please. We partner with the International Trade Administration, which is an administration of the Department of Commerce. And the ITA strengthens the competitiveness of the US industry by promoting trade and investment. Next slide, please. As part of our work together with ITA, we do create success agreements for all delegates that join us. And this just shows that the success of these delegation trips by sharing photos and in the end, sharing any export results generated in whole or in part by participating in this delegation trip. Next, our overview of 2022 trips. We do have a trip coming up early April to Spain to the Wind Europe conference. Next, we have the Global Offshore Wind Conference in Manchester. There we will have a big US pavilion booth that you will all be able to join us in. And next in September, we will be going to Wind Energy Hamburg. For the delegation trips in 2023, we'll go back to Wind Europe in Copenhagen and again to the Global Offshore Wind Conference in the UK. And finally, Outlook 2024-2025. We are looking to go to Brazil, Vietnam, Japan, and again, to wind energy, Wind Europe, and global offshore wind. And now to the main part of this webinar, we are discussing the Global Offshore Wind Conference delegation, which will be going to Manchester in June. It is June 21 to 22. And a brief itinerary, we plan to arrive on Monday, the day before the conference, and have a nice welcome reception, meet and greet with all the delegates and go over the next couple of days. Then Tuesday and Wednesday is the conference, again, where we have a big booth that we can all exhibit at. And then Thursday, there is an optional tour of the Siemens Gamesa blade factory, and Vicki will be talking more about that tour as well as the conference details. And now I will hand it over to Vicki Mant. She's the Director of Business Development at Renewable UK.
Thanks, Bettina. Oh, it's Friday afternoon here. Therefore, after this, I'm off for a G&T. Yay! But, lovely to be here and speak to everyone today. Just to give you a quick overview of global offshore wind. Can I have the next slide, please? Thank you. So global offshore wind, as Bettina said, so 21st or June 21, 22, trying to get my US dates. So we anticipate to have sort of over 4,000 delegates there this year. On this slide, which is now incorrect, we've actually got over 170 exhibitors. So I need to get that updated. But and the program itself, the theme is the next generation. For those of you that might know Star Trek, so there may have been a bit of fun and games there with that. Can I go on to the next slide? Thank you. So here are a few key highlights of what is happening at Global Offshore Wind this year. As I said, we'll have sort of over 4,000 delegates. We've got 6 content streams, so you can attend any of these sessions that are in the conference because that's a 2-stream conference. And then we've got 3 theatres on the exhibition floor plan: the Innovation Theatre, the Energy Transition Zone, and the Partnership Hub. And then we're also introducing a supply chain studio as well. So as I said, the exhibition is basically sold out now, so you'll be able to network and meet many different exhibitors. We've got expanded networking as well with our members receptions, exhibitor receptions, and an after party which we're putting in. There's also international pavilions as well and trade delegations. So we've got a lot of delegations that are coming in from across Europe and Asia as well. And there's some new feature zones as well. I'll come back to those in a minute. If we just go on to the next slide. I just thought it would be important. I mean, happy to share these slides afterwards so you can actually see this in a bit more detail. But I thought it'd be important just to show our post-show stats from 2019. So this is 2019 before COVID. We had a fantastic year. It was really buzzing, and you could tell the trajectory for 2020 would have kept growing. So as you can see here, we have sort of had over 3,350 delegates and 47 countries represented. If you just go on to the next slide. And then this was our stats from last year. So actually it was fantastic. We had over 3,900 delegates come last year. There was a real buzz. It was like everyone wanted to get back out there after COVID had happened. So it was, and that was one of the first big industry events. For representation from countries, we still had over 42 countries attend, which was fantastic to see. Maybe not as many individual people, but we still had enough to sort of to get the international vibe going. And obviously Laurie and Liz came across, so that was fantastic. You made it across from the US because I wasn't allowed to get out to the IPF because of visas. But no, so I just thought it would be worth noting that. And so for this year, that's why we're aiming for over 4,000 delegates. And it the way that it's grown at the moment, it may be even more. If you go on to the next slide. So this year we're back in Manchester at Manchester Central. This is the old station actually. So as you can see from those photos, it used to be an old railway station, and now they've converted it into a conference centre. And actually the Business Network did take a pavilion there in 2018. So if any of you were there in 2018, then you'll know the venue. If you move on to the next slide. So this is the exhibition floor plan as it stands. So as you can see, with all the green is booked, and then we've just got a few greys to complete, and then the 2 blank stands they've now sold as well. You'll be able to see we've got the Partnership Hub there, sponsored by Siemens Gamesa, one of our event partners, the Innovation Theatre, which is sponsored by Vestas, also another event partner, and the Energy Transition Zone, which is sponsored by SPR, or Scottish Power Renewables. And they're one of our platinum sponsors. Our other event partners are Ørsted. They're bang central there in the middle of the floor plan, and your booth is just off to the left there. So that'll be your booth pavilion area where you'll be able to exhibit. That's a good central location. Then we've also got the Offshore Renewable Energy Catapult, another event partner. They have a pavilion as well, and SSE Renewables. The other delegations and pavilions that we've got the Danish Wind Export Association attending, as well as the Netherlands Pavilion and the Norwegian. And then we'll have other delegations just attending as on foot, basically. So just as a team of individuals from India or from wherever. So the registration is due to open next week, I believe. So then we'll be able to actually share an attendee list as well. Other things that we've got here are sort of just fun things for around the exhibition. We've got the RWE Business Lounge here. So if you're attending, that's the place you can go and pick up free coffee in the morning, keep yourselves awake. Ocean Winds down there in the public catering area, they've got a juice bar, so you'll be able to turn up, grab a free smoothie, maybe in the afternoon, refresh yourselves. And then Equinor are actually sponsoring the whole networking lunch zone, so you'll be able to pick up free snacks as well. So lots of different things happening sort of just on the floor, and loads of sort of networking opportunities. If we move on to the next slide. So as I said, we've got a bit of a Star Trek theme there. So offshore wind, the next generation. Here are some key topics that we're looking at for this year, but we do have an ambitious program of content this year, with the main conference sessions with the 2 streams, and then plus the 3 theatres. There's more urgency now than ever before, with governments focused on not only tackling climate change, but also working to ensure energy security and lessen our dependency on gas. So that's why the Global Offshore Wind Programme will be focused on delivering the next generation of projects and technologies, looking at growing global markets and pipelines, as well as to increase the speed that we deliver projects, and how we can accelerate new technologies such as floating offshore wind and green hydrogen. If you go on to the next slide. Thank you. So what's new for 2022? So we've got a new a skills partner. That's actually Ørsted, who are one of our event partners as well. So this is, they want to enable us to bring in students and have a careers fair. So we'll be having that as part of the exhibition, but really sort of just opening up students' eyes to this fantastic industry and where people can go. We'll also have our supply chain studio. This is being developed in conjunction with our supply chain working group. So it's a place where it will be tender workshops, project presentations, update on funding and surgery sessions, things like that. So any SMEs are welcome in that group. There'll be more details out on that soon. And then we've got a content and topic trails as well. So for the US, we've got, for example, Go Global. So we've got global market sessions spread across the conference and exhibition. So for the exhibition, you'll be able to go to the partnerships hub for that to get market updates or project updates. And then in the main conference session, one of the sessions that we've got at the moment is devoted to the US East Coast offshore wind update and New York Bight projects and updates. So there'll be a chance for you to attend those sessions. And if you are interested in speaking in one of our exhibition theatres, then please let me know, because we do still have some spaces available for sort of 10-15-minute presentations. The whole programme is now live, so you can go on the RUK website to see the full programme. I can post a link here in the chat, but the speakers and as I said, the registration, that's coming in sort of the next few days. And then the actual theatre programmes are coming in mid-April. So next slide. And then these are our networking opportunities, always the best bit. For me anyway. So on the Monday evening, we have, so the evening before, we have a welcome reception, which is sponsored by SSE Renewables. Obviously, Bettina said about doing your own reception, but you are more than happy to extend an invite out to the pavilion, the delegation, to come to this opening reception. So, or you can do both. And then the next day, on the Tuesday, obviously you've got the conference sessions and the exhibition and everything, but just a few more other options. We've got a ministerial exhibition tour. So this will be a meet and greet with our energy minister, Greg Hands. So if you're on the pavilion at that time, then we'll make sure that when he's doing his tour of the exhibition, he'll come over to you guys. Then we're going to do international delegation exhibition tours as well on the Tuesday morning. or lunchtime actually. And then the official drinks reception on the Tuesday evening. So that will be at the Energy Transition Zone, as I said, sponsored by Scottish Power Renewables. And then after that, it's the networking party. So we'll move from the exhibition hall over to the exchange hall. It's sponsored by various companies, and it's a chance just to continue that networking. There'll be different sort of drinks huts, or canapes, things like that, but also a few games and some music as well, just for the networking element, and also to make sure that it's all encompassing, everyone's included, there's no segregation, there's no private parties or anything. If you do want to do a private party, that's fine, but I'm one person that likes to bring people together, and that's what these things are about. And then if you go on to the next slide, that's my email. Sorry, if you go on to the next slide, thank you. That's my email address. So if you want, feel free to contact me or go through Bettina if there's any other questions or information that you need. Otherwise, yes. I've got one more slide after that. I just wanted to promote our EnergyPulse Global Offshore Wind Report. We released this week, just as a quick FYI. Obviously, it's our Global Offshore Wind Report, so there are some, this is all data that we gather from our intelligence team. So if anyone is interested in looking at that, or even if you're Renewable UK members already, then you have free access to this report. But yeah, otherwise that is all from me. So please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Vicki. As you can see, there's a great program organized, lots of networking. So it's a really great opportunity for you to come with us over to UK and network. Next slide, please. If you are interested in joining our delegation, please email me, contact me. The next slide, you will see my email. On our website, we always have the most updated information. Right now, we are thinking about bringing over 10 companies with us to exhibit at the booth, but we do think that we can bring a total of 20 delegates from 10 companies. And pricing will be shown soon. We are still working on our budgeting, and we'll get a good price for you soon. Do anybody have any questions? Okay, does not look like we have any questions, but we will be sending out more emails about this delegation trip, and would be very excited for you to join us with the Business Network. And I think Lizzie has one more thing to say.
Yeah, I just want to promote IPF and note that Bettina and Vicki will both be in attendance at IPF at the end of April. It's less than a month away now, that we're a few days from the end of March. So there'll be a Global Gateway breakfast briefing where Bettina will share a little bit more information, and you'll also be able to hear from those who attended the first Global Gateway delegation trip. And next week they're leaving to go to Bilbao. So that will maybe give you some thoughts on whether you're interested to come to Global Gateway or to Global Offshore Wind. I have attended myself the 2 times that the network has exhibited, in 2017 London and 2018 Manchester. And it is a great conference, and it's awesome location for us this time as well. Very central exhibit booth and a big pavilion that Vicki and Bettina have put together. So definitely find them at IPF, and we look forward to seeing you all soon.
Perfect. Thank you, Lizzie. Again, thank you everyone for joining today. If you have any questions, please reach out to us, and we're happy to answer any questions. And again, we really hope you join our Global Gateway delegation trips.
Thank you again, Vicki, for being here.
Yes, and thank you to Vicki. Everyone have a great weekend.